So Michael Flynn invoked the presence of Archangel Michael, and now he's being called a Satanist. Okay, help me to understand the logic of this reasoning. Michael Flynn invokes the presence of the celestial being, the Son of God, who put Satan in check. And he's a Satanist? Hey, what's up, YouTube? So I'm a random human being, and I just wanted to say something about the whole Michael Flynn is a Satanist thing that's swirling around right now. See, everybody has opinions, and right now we're in the age of opinions, and like, I have opinion, and everyone's supposed to listen to opinions and opinions and opinions, but sometimes the truth, actual truth, gets kind of lost in all the opinionation. Because partial truths, there's endless partial truths, but truth itself is a different kind of resonance. And I would say that since truth heals and truth sets us free, sometimes having access to truth, which is always inwardly, is invaluable. And if I'm not mistaken, we are lacking some truth in this world right now. We are seeing levels of deceit and deception and craziness that are kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? The world's a weird place. I mean, kind of like, what? How is this even possible? Well, it's possible because through gradual steps, we've been brought to this place. And if you think about all the different patterns been playing on human consciousness over the last many years, not just the last few years, but the last many years, the tremendous amount of horror movies out there, the degradation of some of these shows, the way some of this music is singing really questionable things into the minds of the youth, the philosophies of some of these professors that, well, you know, sometimes there are people who are teaching who probably shouldn't be teaching. But this is the thing. Right now, we are facing two timelines, two big timelines. So I'll get to the Michael Flynn component in a second, but I want to preface it with this. There is a New Age happening, but there's two variations of it. There's the love and light New Age, which is delusion. See, love and light is lacking in a key ingredient. This is the Luciferian game. Love and light, if you just ignore the bad stuff, it will leave you alone. No, it won't. It'll save you for dessert. Love and lighters, I love you all. I honor you and I respect you, and I help allow love and lighters to the extent that I can. But I've also come to appreciate that if you just linger in love and light and golly gee gosh, and you don't want to practice discernment, and you don't want to actually really embrace your wisdom, and you don't want to understand that there's a bigger field of happening, love and lighters never make it past the law of attraction. Law of attraction says if I really want something and I focus on it, I can have it. And to an extent, that's true. But above the law of attraction is the law of correspondence, which means as above, so below, which means divine law operates here on earth also. So really strong love and lighters, i.e. magicians, right? Black magicians, dark magic magicians, or witches, all these different personalities out there. And if you're one of those, hey, no judgment. I help a lot of people kind of get disentangled from stuff they got entangled in and realize how much it was going to latch onto them. Because it's a really great liar and marketing department, the darkness, or what do you want to call it. But it doesn't fulfill any promises. It promises everything, but doesn't give you anything. And that's all it's got is deceit. So, going back into this love and light component, the law of correspondence says as above, so below, which means divine law is always carrying out in some way, shape, or form. Which means if you law of attracted some things that are really outside of divine law, eventually that pendulum is going to swing back and boom. So really talented love and lighters, right, who don't respect the laws of life, can use magic and get people to sing these different songs through all the different rap artists and watch these horror movies and all this different stuff to get the subconscious mind disconnected from divine law to an extent. And what happens is this law of correspondence is still active, but they're able to delay it slightly because they're running out of time. This is the big thing you have to understand, that those who are in service of the fallen agenda, they're running out of time. These aren't beings who want to be obvious. These are beings who right now are reacting because they're being hunted. They're out of time. And God is bigger, Divine Mother and Father, whatever semantics you want. God is bigger than the finite. The infinite solution is bigger than the finite problem. Always has been. But sometimes a very patient mom and dad love their kids and really want their kids to get it right before that pendulum has to come back. And so then above the law of correspondence is the law of the all mind. Law of the all mind is divine mom and dad. You can call it the Buddha mind if you want to. But the idea of this is that everything is still a part of God. Divine Mother and Father. Now this is where Christ consciousness comes in. Christ consciousness is the line just above pride. Okay, so if you think about the emotional spectrum, you have pride and anger and all the different denser emotions. Anger goes into desire, which is lust, and all these other vibrations, right? Which is why the porn industry is such a powerful polar of energy. I've worked with a lot of men who really want out of that, and they don't understand why they can't get free of it, because it's designed to grab a hold of you, right? These are the things that are designed to pull you down. At the line of pride, which is the Luciferian line, you have the anger line. This is the satanic line. And then you go down onto other seductive vibrations. A lot of people who are living in that vibration of anger and, he's a Satanist, he's a Satanist, he's a Satanist. Some of them are, yes. But if you do it from a place of anger, you are working for Satan. Satan is the father of wrath, rage, hatred, and he's insanity in that measure. Whereas Luciferian consciousness is the master of pride and blaming everybody else and looking really great and just playing the game and all, but he's got the attack dog Satan doing all the dirty work, and then below Satan are all the seductive vibrations. And this is the trap that a lot of people are being caught in. I've worked with a lot of people who are former Satanists and former Luciferians, and the first thing they say to me is, holy crap, I have no idea what I got myself into. And that is the idea of this false timeline of love and light. The law of attraction cannot trump the law of correspondence. Divine law is here on earth. The law of the All Mind is infinite. You can't escape that. Cancer is inside the body. Doesn't mean that it's separate. It thinks it's its own little essence. But eventually the body decides, Cancer, I really love you, but you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to cease to allow you to exist. And the body is more powerful, not the cancer. But what's happening right now is the cancer is trying to take over the body through manipulating the love and lighters, right? So this brings us back to the two timelines. Luciferian timeline, love and light, golly gee gosh, let's not practice any wisdom at all. Do as thou wilt, right? Unfortunately, divine law is bigger than pride. Which brings us to the second timeline, love, light, and life. What is life? Life is Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is divine autonomy and oneness and balance. Now, a lot of people are like, we need more oneness. Well, that's like a concentration camp. Then you have people like, we need more autonomy. That's blitzkrieg, right? You have dark feminine, concentration camps, Holocaust, terrible evil webs of taking people's life force and wearing them down. Then you got blitzkrieg, which is the fighting. And the reason why I say this is consider these two. You have shadow feminine, which undermines and takes energy. A lot of people don't admit that exists. I work with a lot of men and women who had shadow mothers, devouring mothers. The devouring mother archetype is really, really challenging. If you experience that with all of my heart and soul, I want to tell you that it's not your fault. You deserve to be an individual. I honor you and I respect you and I respect your journey, because it takes a very strong soul to take that on and to transcend it. Just so I say this, okay? You're not in this alone, by the way. If you've had a devouring mother, God bless you, because you can transcend that, okay? And remember, your mom isn't your mom. Your divine mother is your mother. So you have the shadow feminine over here, over oneness, absorbing, no boundaries, taking things over, all this commingled energy. Then you have shadow masculine over here, which is the tyrannical father. I work with a lot of men and women who have had, oh my God, tyrannical fathers. I am so sorry. From the depths of my entire soul, I truly, truly, truly apologize to you for the trauma you have experienced at the hands of a tyrannical father. You did not deserve that at all, okay? That is not representation of divine father. That is a representation of a human being who's caught up in probably some sort of ancestral whatever. It's a bully who just punishes and breaks and stomps on your dreams and your joys. You did not deserve that. If you experience a tyrannical father, I truly, truly, truly honor the strength of your soul, because it takes a truly strong soul to transcend that level of brutality, which is similar to blitzkrieg. Hitler used blitzkrieg, which is where he would just send in bombers and he'd send in tanks and he'd send in his troops, just destroy. So you have shadow feminine, which wears things down, shadow masculine, which controls and destroys. Right? They both want control. But this is the polarity we're trying to get away from, because we don't need men leaders, we need women leaders. We need a balance. Right? We need men and women who actually respect each other. We need masculine and feminine to come back together again. And so going back into this timeline, love, light, and life, with the essence of the Christ consciousness within you. This isn't about religion. See, a lot of Christians out there aren't actually being Christians. They're acting like anti-Christians, especially the hateful little Christians. Now, there's a difference between standing up for yourself and there's a difference between blaming everyone and saying, oh, he's a sinner, he's a sinner, he's a sinner. If you go into the he's a sinner, he's a sinner, he's a sinner games, it's going to just damage your ability to really convey the message that Christ consciousness has to send through you. And the reason why I share this is I see a lot of Christians out there who aren't acting like Christians, and Brother Yeshua, he didn't act that way. So disclaimer, I have a very strong connection with Brother Ganesha, Kuan Yin, and a lot of angels. But I will say this, especially to my Christian brothers and sisters who are so quick to judge everything right now. And I say this to everybody else. Yeshua, which is what his mother and his friends called him, but a lot of people call him Jesus the Christ, the Master Redeemer. Some call him Lord Sananda. Frankly, this is an elder brother that right now, with whatever spirit guides and spirit animals and all these other things that you have, if you do not have a connection with the Brother Yeshua, and I want to apologize because a lot of Christians out there don't do a good job of relaying his mastery. There's way more to Yeshua than any Christians can even fathom. I mean, this is a being who could call upon seraphim warriors. These are six-winged white flame purifying masters of infinite power who sit at the throne of creation. And then they can come to earth without scorching the whole planet. These are very powerful, powerful extensions of the source of all of creation. If Brother Yeshua could command them and call upon them, you might want to have him as an ally. And frankly, he's much more loving than anyone gives him credit for. That said, Christ consciousness is above pride. It's courage. See, pride is I have to defeat you to win and take something from you. Pride is a continuous thief. Right? It's the lie. This is why all narcissism, have you noticed? Like, narcissism is everywhere. Well, it's been around for a while, but narcissism, in my humble opinion, is a manifestation of Antichrist consciousness. It is pride consciousness, but it's so cut off from source. I mean, listen to all the different videos out there about narcissists. They're soulless, they're soulless, they're soulless, and there may be truth to that. It means that their supercharged egos have gotten disconnected from Divine Mother and Father. They can't be at peace. So they try to steal peace out of others. And if you've ever experienced narcissism, I have the wonderful pleasure of dealing with in my life. It is a perpetual, horrific nightmare of terribleness. I am truly sorry. Especially if it's in your close proxy. If it's in your family or if it's in your immediate field, I just want to, from the depths of my heart and soul, just apologize for the agony and the insanity you've been put through. It is not your fault. I am very sorry. You're not crazy. Okay, I know sometimes you might think, oh my God, what's going on with these people? I should do more. I should this. No, you hold the light, you have a connection to source, otherwise you couldn't be watching this video at this point. And even if you don't think that, I'm telling you, you do. But the thing about narcissistic personalities is they could have it, but it's easier to steal it from you, which is what we're experiencing on the planet right now. Cuckoo land crazy. There are beings who could restore their connection with the infinite, but they don't want to do so because pride does not ever want to give up. Pride will do anything it can to prove itself right, especially when it's wrong. And that's what's mind-blowing about narcissistic pride. That's Antichrist consciousness, because Christ consciousness is above it. It's at the level of the vibrational field of courage, which leads into all the other amazing emotions. Courage is the acceptance of I can do this. Because when you have a kinship with the source of all of creation, when you have a kinship with the Christ within you, you know, I can do this. I don't have to attack this person or this person. I don't have to undermine that person. I have to bully that person. Now, for most of us, we get that. It makes perfect sense to us because we're operating at the level of Christ consciousness or above. But then there are all the pridelings who run after, like, blah, 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 I'm going to tear you down. Or the angerlings who are like, I'm going to fight with you. Or you have all the different desires trying to pull you down. The idea of being fulfilled and in your center is a key piece to all of this mastery, which it's not that difficult. It really isn't that difficult. And so this brings me back to Michael Flynn. So Michael Flynn invoked the presence of Archangel Michael, and now he's being called a Satanist. Okay, help me to understand the logic of this reasoning. Michael Flynn invokes the presence of the celestial being, the Son of God, who puts Satan in check. And he's a Satanist? How many to understand this logic here? If you're a Satanist, you don't like Archangel Michael. They hate Michael. Oh my God. They hate Michael. They hate Michael so much, it blows my mind. It's astonishing because Satan represents hatred. Michael represents divine absolution of power that is patient. Infinite power that is patient, that won't be misused. Satan represents the full misuse of power. He does not like Michael at all. Oh, it's big time. But Michael just basically puts him in check. And Michael's not cocky about it. Because glory be to God, not to pride. And this is the big thing we're all of us having to figure out right now, is that even though we live inside of time and it looks like the weird agendas are playing out, guess who's bigger? That which is trapped into finite time and a finite problem, or eternity. The eternal, that can anticipate all timelines, through all contingencies, through all dimensions. Which one's bigger? The little bit of cancer is frustrating and challenging, and man, oh man, is it stubborn. Oh my gosh, it's really stubborn. A lot of us are sick and tired of this, aren't we? We're like, oh my God, I'm ready for this to be over. But it is smaller than the infinite. And that's the big thing we have to remember right now. And so, here's the thing about, I want to go back into this with Michael Flynn, is, God bless this man for having the strength and audacity to speak Christ consciousness truth in the face of a lot of manipulations, because my sense is, and I've seen this to be true and confirmed through a lot of allies, a lot of Satanists and Luciferians have invaded Christianity. Because if you can't defeat it, you try to invade it, right? Christ consciousness is a big problem, because Christ consciousness is the line. It's the I'm not giving in to your pride. Resurrection and life. I understand you want to take over everything and devour stuff, but no, resurrection and life, right? No, you're not going to steal our life force. Our life force and our autonomy is ours. We realize that you have your perspectives, but you're not getting past this line. And many of us have been here holding space for a long time. A lot of us were there with Brother Yeshua. Some people don't believe in reincarnation. Some people do. There's so many different theories out there at this point. Ultimately, all the truth is within you. And we can feel when truth is spoken, but truth often is bitter before it is sweet. The bitterness is disentanglement from the lies. And then the sweetness steps in. It's like, oh my God, I can breathe. What happened? You embrace truth. Truth is expansive. Right? But not just temporarily expansive, because a good trickster can make you feel temporary expansiveness. True Christ consciousness, if you need to call the Buddha mind, I don't care, but Christ consciousness is vast expansiveness. Oh my goodness, it feels so much better, I can breathe. So I wanted to explain one last thing before we disconnect, and I thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to show you an image now. This is the seal of Christ consciousness. I call it the seal of the Phoenix tribe, because the Phoenix archetype is similar to the Redeemer archetype, which is the opposite of the vampiric archetype. And the vampiric archetype is representative narcissism, right? Vampire needs to feed on other people. Christ consciousness, the Phoenix energy, it doesn't. It's self-sustaining. It's super self-sustaining. It's way more fun. And so in this image, the triangle pointing down represents heaven. The triangle pointing up represents earth. Okay, this is sort of a basis, heaven on earth. This is something we're working towards. Now, this symbol means Yeshua. It's in Hebrew. Yeshua means redeemer or rescuer. It's very similar to Jesus. And a lot of people have thoughts about what he should be called. That's for you. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. His mom and his dad and his friends called him Yeshua. And I love him like a brother. But I also respect him as Lord Jesus too. He's powerful. This symbol is Yod-He-Vot-He, which represents the balance of divine masculine and divine feminine. I would say that all of our problems are because men and women are fighting with each other. If men and women could actually respect each other, could you imagine the level of awesomeness that life would be? You have too many men or too many women who want all the control. There has to be balance. Yod-He-Vot-He represents divine mother and father in balance. And then on the rim, this is Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sevayot. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. This is the song sung by the seraphim the six-winged white angels I mentioned a moment ago that have a direct line with Brother Yeshua. Powerful protectors, very problematic to demons because seraphim depossess people very fast. Exorcism. This is the reason why my main video on this channel is this song of the seraphim. Because there's a lot of people who deserve to be free. Period. No one deserves to be enslaved by delusional insanity. Period. So anyhow, my friends, when Michael Flynn invoked the presence of Archangel Michael, what he did was he was calling upon the seven flames. The seven flames represent the virtues of God. You have patience, you have temperance, chastity, humility. Humility is a big one because humility and pride don't get along. This is why narcissism hates humility, but it's really good at faking it. Then you have the abundance of God. Then you have the kindness of God. Then the activation of God, to be in awe of God, the mysteries of God. And so Archangel Michael sits on the blue flame of God, representative of the power, the protection, the perfection of God. And this is where a lot of the Satanists want you to think, oh, blah, 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 this is New Age, you should be afraid of it. Why do they want you to be afraid of it? Why would those who want to deceive you and trap you want you to be afraid of something that can help you be free? Why would a liar want you to not like something that brings about truth? Why would the most sick and vile creatures on the face of this earth who are desperate to steal your life force not want you to recognize something? Maybe because they're scared of it. And so this is the thing about a really good liar. A good liar is going to turn you against the truth as hard and as violently as it can, which is why everyone's calling Michael Flynn a Satanist. Are you kidding me? He invoked the being who put Satan in check. Glory be to God, not to the egos, and not the little g's. Not the little g gods, all the little cocky pride things. True God, divine mother and father, source of all of creation, where there is actual peace and expansiveness and possibility. So anyhow, I like to say this very humbly for those who would like to send me darkness. I would like to just really humbly invite you to reevaluate, because by the authority of Jesus Christ the Lord, the Brother Yeshua, by the authority of divine mother and father, the source of all of creation, and by the totality of the High Council and all allies and emissaries of Christ's consciousness on and off this earth, any hatred you throw at me, any darkness you put towards me, will be amplified 3 by 3 and given back to thee. Any hatred or anything of that nature you send towards me will be amplified 3 times 3 and given back to thee. Any dark magic spells, any hate casting, anything you send my way will be amplified 3 times 3 and given back to thee. Because glory be to God, the source of all of creation, and to nothing else. That is the big lesson here. Pride may think he's God. He isn't. He's a son who's on a different type of path right now and could reevaluate. But glory be to God. And God is omnipresent, absolution. And this is the thing. There are a lot of really powerful angels on this planet right now. There are a lot of really powerful old souls. They may not believe in reincarnation, all that. Don't even worry about it. But there are some really powerful beings who are truly loyal to God on this earth right now. And this is the thing about the strategy of the eternal. It doesn't leave anything to chance. And while a very powerful, prideful trickster may be very good at seducing people for a while, and really, really desperate to get a hold and win, no matter what's right, sometimes the truth sets you free. So, whomever you are, however you found this video, I want to say this: I honor you. I honor you and I respect you and I honor the journey you've been on. Even if you stumbled into the darkness for a while, if you want a way out, know this: you got a lot of support. You will be helped out. If you're a person who's been kind of caught up and you're like, oh my God, you've had narcissism and crazy in your life, I want to say I'm sorry for the suffering you've went through, but you're very strong. You can do this. And if you're a champion who's on the front lines doing your best to kind of anchor the truth, whether it's in your family, whether it's at work, or whether it's on a bigger scale, so I'm just some random little human dude. What do I know, right? We're all little humans trying to find our way back home. And I always say this: the best way to find our way back home is to really recognize when we hear truth, even if it's bitter momentarily. because that bitterness is us disentangling from something that, frankly, we don't want in our lives. So may all beings everywhere be happy and free, but never at the expense of anybody else. And glory be to God, for God is love, light, and life. Not just love and light. Love, light, and life. So, I'm going to say one last thing and then we'll close this up. If I may, I'm going to ask that you be blessed. Lord Michael, Lord Michael, Lord Michael, take dominion now and let there be light. Dominion. What do I mean by dominion? Well, there's some companies call themselves Dominion. Questionable things happening. But divine dominion is different because it doesn't actually take control over you. It puts the things trying to control you in check. It says get out of their field now. The soul is spoken for. They are protected. So I ask the presence of Archangel Michael, the presence of Brother Yeshua, the Lord Jesus, and all the other allies, because there's many. There are a lot of allies working for God right now. A lot of allies. A lot of allies. A lot of powerful, amazing, wonderful, amazing other brothers and sisters love you so much. I always say that it's important to have a really important connection with Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, these days. I really encourage that. I'm not going to force it because I know a lot of Christians do that. I don't think it's useful. But he's a very skilled guide. And Michael's a powerful ally. And so in this present moment, if you're willing to receive it, I ask that you be surrounded in the full protection of God's love, light, and life. And that anything in your field attempting to hinder you, past, present, or future, is not allowed to do so. Because glory be to God, not to the other stuff. So, it was wonderful having this moment with you. Thank you for taking time to actually listen. If you have any questions, comment below. I'll do my best to make myself available. Glory be to God. We got this, old friend. Be well.